Hey guys, episode 11 of the No Shave November challenge. Today's episode is going to be about patience. So my little one is homesick from school today. I have been trying to make a video for the past 2 hours, um, and it was getting kind of frustrating. Just airspace. This one's listening to that, the other one's listening to that, and things can't be on the video because of copyright issues, etc., etc. And then my daughter comes walking in the door, and it's just part of mom life. I mean, there's no other way around it. Um, but I had to have a different kind of patience today, kind of with that patience with this process. And the other kind of patience I kind of want to touch on is patience with yourself when you have a chronic illness that you're dealing with, or you're going through a grieving process after a traumatic event. Um, Patience is extremely important in any healing process. Um, I am not going to stand here and pretend that I have always been the most patient person, because I can tell you for 6+ years I was not, and I still have moments of impatience, mostly with myself and not healing as quickly as I wanted to. My body not doing things that I wanted them to do when I wanted them to do them, and um, there's just patience with the diagnosis process, patience with the healing process, patience with your doctors while they're trying to figure things out, patience with people around you who don't quite understand what you're going through, patience with my kids, because they have a grasp of what's going on, but I don't typically explain everything to them, just because it's not really their burden. Like, they don't need to, they're never going to fully understand how I feel, and I really don't want them to. And something I'll talk about another day. But being patient with them when they're not being patient, like, that sounds kind of weird, but I have, in order to teach my kids patience, I have to emulate it. And so does everybody else around them. So they have older siblings, and my husband, and I mean, we all lose our temper, lose our patience from time to time. But my goal is to display as much patience as I possibly can when I am, dealing with them, or dealing with things that are going on with myself. So on the other side of, having patience is when you're building something, like I'm trying to build the Unbreakable campaign. I had zero idea what I was getting myself into, and I don't regret any of it. But I originally set a soft launch for May, and it got moved to June and July. I was going to do the apparel launch in July, and then that got bumped to August, and now it's on hold till I feel ready to launch it. As I've said before, I don't want it to clinic cloud the message. If you're interested, you can DM me, email me, whatever. There's different designs that I have available. But anyways, the marketing process of this has been going on for several months now. I think I started in June or July. And it's been a huge learning process, and because marketing's just not my thing, so I have somebody helping me. So I've had to be really patient with myself while I've been kind of figuring out how to answer all the questions that he's given me, and really deciding what direction and why I'm doing this, and making that all really clear. It's a really involved process. So how that relates to, the things that I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm getting interrupted by my little guy. So what I was saying is just, you need to have patience when you're learning something new. I have a difficult time with that sometimes, because growing up and all through, early adulthood, going back to business school, I caught on to things pretty quickly. And then when I got sick and I kind of had this brain injury, it changed the way my cognitive skills worked for a really long time, like memory, retention, and that was something that was really, really hard for me to deal with. So now I kind of take it, dealing with cognitive issues, memory issues, when you're trying to learn new things and you kind of have to read them over and over again. Sometimes I have to stop and just put it aside, and especially when I'm really tired, my retention rate drops dramatically, as I'm sure it's probably the same for a lot of people. But this whole process of building this campaign has just been a giant lesson in being patient with myself and being patient with the process, and really knowing that this is something that I want so strongly, because I am allowing myself to be extra patient with it all. So I know that was a little long, but I hope you got some value from it. And if you have any questions for me about, what I'm doing with the campaign, or, how to work on being more patient yourself, feel free to DM me, send me an email, get a hold of me on social media somehow, and I'd be happy to help you any way I can. Have an awesome rest of your Monday.